Happy Sunday! Story time and how it affects Nigeria as a country. So has this ever happened to you where you're just getting into trouble, like this guy back to back, almost 7 days of the week, that day you just committed, and instead of your parents or your teachers quarreling you and insulting you, they call you aside and they begin to speak, the opposite. It's like instead of them saying, why are you so stubborn? And they're like, they talk to you and they're like, oh, you are not stubborn. This is not who you are. Like they begin to just speak, like the reaction you expect from them in that moment, considering that you gave them serial misbehavior during that period of time, is opposite, right? I feel like God just reminded me of a challenge that I participated in 2021. At some point in 2021, I think this was January, I told myself I wasn't going to speak ill of Nigeria. And it was not an easy challenge, but we tried. And not speaking ill of Nigeria it did not mean I was going to turn a blind eye to what was wrong. I mean, NEPA still took light. The road in my neighborhood was still a mess. Still is a mess, right? But it's me looking at these things despite how obvious and present they are or were at the time and still are. Is not me singing songs of woe like, ugh, Nigeria is never going to progress, Nigeria is backward, look at the light, look at the road, blah, blah, blah. And now that I think about it, I remember a sermon I heard preached by Mrs. Jumoke Adenowo, and she just gave the example of how David and Goliath were about to, before they fought, right? They were just there talking, Goliath was just talking, wow, 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 wow. And I like how David did not answer him and be insulting him, like, you look at you, you're big for nothing, David just looked at him and said, track record, the Lord has delivered lions, a lion and a bear. The same God that handed those animals into my hand is going to hand over your uncircumcised self. And as the Lord will have it, to God be the glory, David won. I feel like the devil is working relentlessly. Like, what's this thing? Something about the devil only chases and attacks what is valuable. Pop, you my reason. In Nigeria, now only you. Because when you just sit there and think of how it looks like Nigeria can't catch a break, you're like, what is Satan chasing? What is this thing that Satan is saying over my dead body, over Nigeria? What is it? Because let's throw back to when David got anointed. Like a whole Prophet Samuel came, told Jesse that, one of your sons is going to be the next king of Israel. Show that power level increase. And you would think that David's life will be smooth after he has been anointed by God to be king, right? But no, trials and whoa, did he know until he got to the throne. I think this is where Nigeria is at. Say Nigeria was a person, I feel like Nigeria has been anointed. Like God has. I mean, there's so many words that have been spoken as to God's plan for Nigeria. Who else can see this thing that I'm talking about? It's really looking like not only Nigeria waka come, because he said the devil works hard, but I think he's trying to break a record with Nigeria. So, long story short, because this is already longer than intended, and this is a personal challenge made public, let's work on speaking life into Nigeria. And when I say speaking life, it's not you not acknowledging what needs to be fixed, but call Nigeria what you see her. It's like how, like the scenario I gave earlier, it's like how you misbehave and you think your parents are going to rain insults on you and flog you, but they begin to speak the opposite, or their reaction and response to your misbehavior is different. So, that's it. Have a nice Sunday.